What's going on, everybody? Happy Tuesday, January 20th, Victory Tuesday, Dante. Episode 105, covering for Dom. He's doing some traveling tonight. So we were going to originally go on yesterday, didn't end up working out. So here we are tonight, man, to break down what a huge weekend it was for the NFL, for our Denver Broncos. Dante, you had boots on ground, baby. How was the weekend, man?
Yeah, it was awesome weekend and memorable lifetime game right there. I heard Dom maybe was down in Alabama trying to make sure they take care of our boy Bo's ankle correctly. I don't know if there's any truth to that or not. I've been foaming at the mouth to get on here and talk about it with you guys just because it was such an awesome game and everything. Big shout out to the Bronco Bros, George and Dak. Last night got to go on with them and talk a little bit about the win. That was a lot of fun, but I'm happy to be here with you and I can't wait to talk about it. Boots on ground, yeah. Literally woke up Saturday morning and decided I needed to be there and buy a ticket. So I actually didn't leave Wyoming till 10 a.m. It was a rush to get down to the stadium. A little bit of a nightmare getting in. Lines were long, security was a little tight, but made it to my seats in the south stands before kickoff, which is pretty cool because they do that new game day thing they're doing with the "We Will Rock You." So that was like an immediate, all right, vibes are at 100. Just incredible, beautiful weather. There was 300 no shows, which is pretty light. It was a really loud stadium. Just an incredible game, overtime. Broncos win. It's got to be one of the most memorable playoff games ever, just because of everything that happened and then transpired with Bo. Incredible. I rewatched the game at home too, so I can only imagine how you were feeling watching it live though on TV.
It was absolutely insane, man. So it's just like a roller coaster. Like it's like, oh hey, look, it looks like we might win pretty comfortably. Here come the Bills again. And I know like towards the end of that game, I was like, here it goes. Here's Josh Allen. He's gonna come through. He's gonna make the play when it matters the most. And it didn't end up going their way, which is I mean, it kind of hasn't. I mean, they get to the AFC Championship, but then anything past that, they've struggled with, and then they end up firing Sean McDermott. Which, what were your thoughts on that, real quick?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like at the end of the day, if you can't get over that hump, you got to make a change, right? But then the question is did they make the right change? I think it's a roster problem a little bit, maybe at times. So, then they promoted their GM, so he's now GM and president of football operations. So, not only do they not fire the GM, but they actually promote him and give him a vote of confidence. So we'll see. I've seen some early rumblings on there that potentially Dable, Joe Brady, some former OCs with the Bills could be in play. Our own Davis Webb. We'll see. The Bills defense really hasn't been that great. So for McDermott to claim to be a defensive coach, it's like, all right, well, let's just get an offensive coach in here and do something different. So I don't hate the move at all.
Sometimes change is good. I mean, it's just crazy. Like this coaching cycle, man. It's like Harbaugh out the door, Tomlin out the door, McDermott out the door. Three guys who just seem to have success every single year. But you're right, man. I mean, sometimes you take that team as far as you can, and
Right.
respect to the Bills for kind of just pulling the trigger. It's just kind of crazy because it's they win that game if Josh Allen makes a couple of those throws. He had a couple of those chances, and I know people want to talk about the interception. We'll talk about that in a sec, but it shouldn't have come down to that. He had a couple opportunities where he missed some wide open guys, and that was just the deciding factor, in my opinion. You can't let it go down to a questionable call, a play that's can go either way, man. You can't leave it up to the refs. If you got Josh Allen too, I mean, you have no excuses, man. So
And I don't know if it was his decision, but before halftime they came out, they tried to run the play and maybe get some points, and Josh Allen ends up fumbling. That's a huge. I mean, that field goal is the difference in the game, right? So ultimately, I feel like maybe that was his decision, and that's kind of what he's paying for it today. Which that I could not believe that was such a momentum change. We all knew. I knew this wasn't over. The Bills would be coming back for sure. That Josh Allen's just He is really good. He had 5 turnovers? Yes. Is that, but still he was their whole offense pretty much. So, it's he was just trying to do too much, I think.
Right, right, and hopefully whoever they bring in next will look to just add more pieces around him. I think he'll get there eventually. I think Bills Mafia um,
It's
will
kind of like what
enjoy.
we did with John Fox.
Right,
He couldn't get us where we needed to be, so you got to
right.
go.
Yeah. Yeah, so, real quick, Mr. First Down chiming in. Look at those 2. What up, dog? You got your coach, Robert Saleh with the Titans.
Come on
Said
down,
he was
Bob.
he said he was pumped, bro. So I think we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. I'm confident that I think it could have been worse. Like they could have chose somebody worse, in my opinion, like Matt
Definitely.
Nagy or something like that.
Yeah,
Like,
definitely.
but I think he can get his guys going. I think he's gonna make that defense pretty damn good. So, yeah, dude. I mean, so the interception, man. All right, I just want to. This was crazy because it just was like an all-out war between Broncos country and Bills Mafia. Rightfully so, man. When you have a game that tight, come down to the wire like that, and then it's like, oh, there's this play that happens so fast. Like I thought it was a catch when I was watching it from home. Like just split second, I was like, fuck, he caught that ball. And then you see McMillan pop up um, with it, and you're just like, no fucking way. Just a crazy ass play. I don't know how it looked live, or like did the crowd immediately know, or were they just like, oh, like was the wind
No,
taken out of the stadium for a second?
Win was definitely taken out of the stadium. Because he catches that they're in field goal range. That's pretty much game.
Mm,
From where I was sitting in the south stands, it was on the other side of the field. So I see this deep ball. It looks like it's caught, and you can kind of hear like there wasn't a lot of Bills fans, but they were loud. So at first you hear cheering, right? And then all of a sudden you hear a ton of cheering. And I'm thinking, oh, did he drop it? And then I see McMillan like running to the end zone to celebrate. And I'm like, no way, was that an interception? And the crazy thing, not just that time, but throughout the game, is they weren't showing a lot of replays on questionable, on some of these close plays on the Jumbotron, because I think they didn't want the Bills to see it to challenge or whatnot. So there wasn't really a lot of replays in the stadium, honestly. And I was like going on Twitter to look and see what had happened, but every single example of a similar play I've seen has been called the same way. I think it was a bang bang play. I don't think Cooks ever had possession. When he hit the ground, the ball popped over to McMillan. If he had taken one step with that ball, boom, sure, it's down by contact, but he never possessed it. And Bronco fan aside, I can honestly say I think that was the correct call.
and I think like you saw a lot of even players chiming in, saying like wide receivers, like you have to survive the ground with the catch.
Right.
So like it's like did he make a catch? Maybe off the like right away maybe he made the catch, but did he survive it to the ground? No, that thing was coming loose as he was hitting the ground, and McMillan, props to him for just not giving up on the play, dude, because that was huge.
Crazy.
That was the game. I mean, that was the game. But like I said, Allen had a couple other chances, and he just missed some guys, which is crazy to see, man. Like it's just like the turnovers are one thing, which I did not see that one coming. I thought maybe he'd cough the ball up maybe once or twice, but the way that they turned that ball over, man, was insane. And
5
I mean,
turnovers.
yeah, that's crazy, and I mean, that's something that the Broncos defense hasn't done all season, is turn the ball over, and here they are, right? Here they are in the game, that it's like win or go home, baby, and that defense is finding a way to turn the ball over. Thank God, because they were giving up points as well. Couldn't stop the run either.
Yeah. Yeah. I gotta think the crowd noise had a little bit to do with some of these turnovers. Just got Josh Allen moving a little bit faster than normal. You talk about some missed throws. I can think of 2 or 3 off the top of my head where he had Bills guys wide open, specifically the tight ends across the middle of the field, and he missed them. And from where I was sitting, when you had that view, it's almost like you're playing Madden. You can kind of see everything. And I saw the dudes wide open. I was like, oh, this is not good. So we did get lucky a few times. The Bills got lucky a few times too, like that, like Bo's interception. It wasn't like a bad throw. The lineman jumped up and snagged it. PJ Locke's interception was just another big effort play where Usually Josh Allen, if anything, he's overthrowing that ball. So that was a huge interception, and that was the Bills possibly in scoring range too. Bonito, the effort, he had a much better game, more to
Yeah,
his standard. But we even said it before last week. Josh Allen does some. He leaves the ball out there, and the Broncos, you could tell, were going for that. It was that was the difference in the game to win by 3 points, but you get 5 turnovers. Like if we didn't have even one of those turnovers, we probably don't win that game.
it's insane. It's absolutely insane, and maybe this is best for Bills Mafia and that fan base going forward. Maybe you never know. I mean, like, who
Right,
knows? Maybe they beat the Broncos, they keep Sean McDermott, they come up short again. They're like, you know what? Let's run it back. Maybe you end up with a better coach that can end up taking you all the way. So,
right.
I don't know. We'll see. It's to be seen. I know like Bills and Broncos fans were going back and forth, and everybody has the right to their own opinion. But I mean, like I said, I there's when we lost against the Colts and the Chargers. I was just like, "Hey, man, like, yeah, this is a shitty leverage call, but we had plays to make in that game that we
Right.
didn't make. That shouldn't have come down to that." So it is what it is. I just thought it was a great, exciting game, and yeah, dude, one I'll never forget, dude. I know I went down to the tailgate and hung out there for a couple hours, and then I walked up to that Mexican restaurant that's on Federal, like right across from the stadium, and I had some tacos, and I was just chilling there at the bar, dude, by myself, and I watched a quarter, and it was just awesome, bro. Just fucking high fiving strangers.
Yeah.
It was just a cool, different environment. I had never done that before. But yeah, then I ended up just cruising back home and catching the rest of the game at the house. And yeah, dude, just
Did
ups and downs and roller coasters of emotion, bro. And it's like I think we're gonna lose. And I was just talking myself into it, like, all right, dude, this was a great game, but the Bills got us here. And then it's like the game ends, we're super happy, and then boom, we get that news, man, that Bo Nix fractures his ankle, dude, and it's just like all the air out of your sails, bro. Like just
did
like
when you were at the restaurant, did they have the volume up? Could you hear Romo?
yes, yeah,
Did
they
you
did.
hear that? I saw that he was calling Josh Allen Mahomes, and people were saying that he had to have been drunk. Dude, I
Ooh,
I went back and watched the game, like I said, and I kind of low key love Romo calling Bronco games. Like it just felt like a big game with having him and Nance on the call. And dude, Romo was in his bag. He predicted that one little Jordan Humphrey touchdown. He called the route and everything.
mhm.
Which he had a huge drop on that first drive, should have been a touchdown, and then he comes back and has the big touchdown catch. So some redemption there, and that's kind of like embodies this Bronco team, just redemption. Like they make mistakes, but they move on. They don't let it get to them. Bo does the same thing. When they was we were up what 10 at halftime. We got the or was it more at halftime? We were up.
Oh, dude.
We were up 10. I'm trying to think because the Bills came back and scored twice, and they got the lead by 1 point.
Right.
And honestly, I was like, it's fourth quarter. We're down a point. We go 3-and-out on offense, and I'm like, we're not. I don't know how we're gonna win this game. Like, I can see our defense getting a stop, which they held them to a field goal and gave the offense a chance. But I was like, is Bo really gonna go drive down here and score a touchdown with 3 minutes left in this game? That's like
Yeah,
that's
we real quick, we were up 10, 20 to 10.
2010. Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
And which is, it seems like a lot, but that's the Bills were
No,
still in that game.
oh yeah. Oh yeah. I didn't feel comfortable. Like
No,
even up, what was it? We were 23-17, and then it's like we were kind of driving. And I think that might have been when the Bo interception happened.
that was the
And
pick.
and I was like, fuck, here we go. I think that's when I kind of started to like, all right, like we kept these guys in it, and here's what happens. But it just crazy, crazy game. I'm glad you decided to go. Um,
Yeah.
I just uh I did see some people on X talking like loudest game they've ever been to. You've been to a couple this year. Where was it at? Were the crowd getting into it like while the Bills were in the huddle, like as
Yes.
Sean requested?
Yes. Like I said, the scoreboard, they didn't do the helmet shuffle, and there was no games on the scoreboard being played. Literally, the second the play was over and they went in the huddle, they start playing the music to get the fans going. It was loud constantly. I think it seriously was a big advantage, even though we didn't get the false starts. I think it was helpful. Like Bonito had a little bit more of an edge coming, which has been huge. But the crowd was definitely really loud all game. They were super invested and into it. We saw like at the beginning of the game, Allen's helmet wasn't working. They were fired up from the start, and even when the Bills did take the lead, it didn't get really quiet when the defense got back there. Where it's like, all right, we're back in this. There was never a point where the crowd was out of it at all.
Nice. Yeah, you love to see it, and I can only imagine. I was at home watching the baby and stuff, like hanging with the baby. I guess I can't watch my own kid. I guess that is my kid I'm hanging out with, but like yeah. So I didn't have like the volume blasting or anything, so I
Right.
couldn't really tell. Right, I didn't have like a good idea of what was going on. But what are your thoughts on the two PI calls on the last drive?
Yeah. Um. So I went again. You can't tell when you're at the stadium. So I like this is after the fact. I went and watched them. The first one, sure, a little ticky tacky, but that same play, Joey Bosa destroyed Bo Nix. So
Destroyed him.
the passing
Destroyed
interference
him.
was
Yeah.
17 yards. The roughing the passer would have been 15. So it's like,
Yeah.
all right,
It's a wash.
whatever.
It would have been it would have been a penalty either way.
Yeah,
Like so.
yeah, that was definitely a cheap shot, dude. I mean, come on.
Dude,
But
it was blatantly obviously bad, and I didn't see it, like, when I was watching it until they showed the replay, and I was like, "Oh god, dude."
yeah,
Like, fool just went straight in and just pushed his ass off his feet, dude.
at first I was thinking like, oh great, it's a holding, so our passing interference isn't going to count. So that was a
Yeah,
huge turn. The second one on Mims though, You
blatantly
hate
obvious.
you hate to see it, but it was blatantly obvious. And honestly, the only
Yeah.
reason it probably was is because I think Bo overthrew the ball or
Underthrew it,
underthrew it.
Yeah,
Now we know
mhm,
he underthrew it because he was thrown with a broken ankle, so it
yeah,
makes sense. But
yeah,
Mims kind of
just crazy.
stopped. I saw like there's a screenshot of the exact point where Travis White like kind of grabs him, and the ball is literally like barely even in the frame. So yeah, you hate to see these playoff games come down to the refs. I thought the refs were pretty good. If you want to get, ticky tacky, did they miss a hold in the end zone on the
They
Bills?
did,
That would have
yeah,
ended. That would have been a safety and end of the game before any of the interception. They
and
did. So
Bo Nix wouldn't have had his broken ankle, I think,
yeah.
if that would've happened,
So
so
maybe we should be more upset at the refs than the Bills are. We should be
yeah.
getting
I just
t-shirts
like
made.
I think if it would have been close, they wouldn't have called it. And like that's
Yeah.
like, dude, like homeboy was wrapped around him. Like it's just like they got to, or else they're gonna be like, oh, the refs are trying to throw this game for the Bills. You know what I'm saying? Or like,
Right.
or throw this game for the Broncos. But yeah, no, I thought it was good, man. I thought for mainly the whole game, dude. They pretty much let these guys play, and those both teams played their fucking asses off.
Yes.
Um, I was already prepared to. I was getting ready to fire off a tweet. Hey, Bills, good game. Like I was ready just to be like, hey, I'm rooting for you guys to get your first Lombardi. Not this year though, Dante. Not
Not
this
this
year. The
year.
Broncos still in it with Jarrett motherfucking Stidham, baby. And I don't know if I've ever seen this before. I've never seen a town, a city rally behind a backup quarterback like they are Jarrett Stidham right now. It's something beautiful to see because even I know social media wasn't crazy big back in 2015. I mean,
Right.
it wasn't as popular as it is now. And when Brock Osweiler come in, it was had to replace Peyton. It seemed like the sky was falling, rightfully so. I mean, it's
Yeah.
fucking Peyton Manning, right?
It was like get him back out there as soon as possible. Like
Yeah, yeah, but this whole idea, dude, it's I just wanna know, like, your initial feeling, like, once the Bo Nix settled, and I know we'll get into the AFC more of the AFC Championship on Friday, but I don't feel that bad, dude. I don't feel that bad, like, it's not like we have some scrub coming in as our
yeah.
backup quarterback, like, if our backup was Drew Lock, God bless that man, but I'd be like, "We are so fucked. There's no chance."
Yeah, you like the city, city. It's been incredible to see over the last couple days. We were talking about crowd noise. Honestly, this is like it reminded me of the Tebow days, and I feel like like with Manning, it was expected. We were expected to win, but those Tebow days were kind of special because it's like we're overcoming all this and we're winning. How no one knows, and that's kind of what it's been like this year. All year they've been doubted. Fraud codes. worst number one seed. The goalposts just keep moving and moving. Oh, well, now you shouldn't be going on because your quarterback broke his ankle. I saw some people, shout out Casey on Twitter was talking a little smack about the Broncos don't deserve to be there, and Bo's out, so karma and all this stuff. It's like, this is just another hurdle for the Bronco team that's overcome adversity all year. That's what makes this
All
team
year.
special, dude. I mean,
Sometimes that's what just makes it feel like a team of destiny, honestly. And I don't want to sound like corny or anything, but it's crazy and it's weird. And there's so many like things that are similar to that 2015 team. It's like a decade later, we're back in this
right.
situation against the Patriots. It's nuts, but like it's just crazy to me. It's like, oh, we're playing the Patriots in the AFC Championship like we did in 2016. Um, oh, our starting quarterback goes down. Guess who our backup is? The guy that the Patriots drafted in the fourth round to be Tom Brady's successor. It's
Right.
insane, dude. It is insane. And it's just like, dude, the NFL, man, they don't miss with these storylines,
One
and
of
it
the
doesn't
only
matter.
quarterbacks left in the NFL that threw a touchdown pass to Demarius Thomas.
Yeah. I think
Sometimes
he
stuff
threw
like
two.
that.
I
Yeah,
think
it's just crazy. I mean, and Jared Stidham recruited Bo Nix to Auburn, so like they go way back. Let's not forget Sean Payton. His first free agency signing, pretty much as a Broncos head coach, was Stidham. And that was when we had Russ, so there we weren't really needing a quarterback. Stidham, I think he's talent wise, he was in his recruiting class, he was the number one ranked dual threat quarterback over some really big name quarterbacks. The Patriots drafted
insane.
him, like you said, to be Brady's successor. He's got the arm talent. Now, where he struggled in the past is he takes too many sacks. But Sean Payton's number one thing he teaches is not to take sacks. So if you just think like, okay, maybe these last 2 years and watching Bo, who's an expert not taking a sack, if he can learn from that, I'm just he might have a better arm than Bo. A little more velocity. I don't know about the accuracy, but there's some things where he's going to do that Bo could do,
Right.
and it's not going to be a drop off at all. The reason, if this was Josh Allen that got hurt, I don't care who the backup is. The Bills would have no shot. But
Right.
this Broncos team, they're more well rounded, and we're getting possibly J.K. Dobbins back, which is going to be huge.
I do want to get
But
your thoughts on that. I don't. That might be a long shot. I think I got too excited too quickly after seeing what I'm seeing today. But yeah, no, I agree with you, dude. I think this. I think there's a chance that this offense at times can look a little bit better with Jared Stidham just because he's more of a pocket passer than Bo. Like Bo thrives or throwing on the run. He even
yeah,
said himself, or Davis Webb said he's the best, thrower of the football on the run in the NFL. So I just feel like, will we see a little bit more of Evan Ingram? I think so. I
yeah,
think we will. Like will we see a little bit more of Stidham work in the middle of the field? I think so. So I think
yeah.
those can lead to sustaining long drives. You know what I'm saying? So I mean,
Yeah, I don't.
look, the run game's an issue. All right. So, but I'm not. I
That's
feel okay. I feel okay.
that's the crazy thing is you're losing your leading passer, obviously, but you're losing your leading rusher too. Bo had 12 carries, more than any running back last versus the Bills, which is insane. But and it's ultimately what got him hurt. I've been listening to Broncos reaction all week, so I've been hearing everyone's kind of take on it. And shout out Cecil Lammey. I'm a big fan of his. He was kind of saying that Sean Payton draws up some really good plays, and Bo Nix is really good about passing to the open man. Versus Stidham's going to be taking the first couple reads, that's where Evan Ingram's going to come into. He's going to we've talked about how Bo doesn't really throw over the middle as much. You know who's really great over the middle? Evan Ingram and Cortland Sutton. So Cortland Sutton didn't have his first catch until 3 minutes left in the game versus the Bills. I suspect
Yeah.
it's going to be a lot different. We're going to see a lot of Sutton. There's also the possibility that we don't have Troy Franklin or Pat Bryant. They both left the game. I didn't realize we were only playing with 3 receivers versus the Bills, which
That
is
that is
that's scary.
insane. That is insane. I did not realize that till after the fact too. So this even more impressive, dude. To be honest with you,
It
man,
is.
it's more impressive. I mean, you go back to remember that the preseason game this year against Arizona where Stidham hit like a short pass to Ingram and he turned it into like a 70-yard gain or some
Yeah.
shit like that. I mean, the play is there. I don't think that Evan Ingram's washed. I just don't. I just don't think that, I just don't think that's really part of Bo's game where he's looking for, like you said, more of the middle of the field stuff. So that'll be interesting. That'll be interesting. But like I said, man, I mean, Bo Nix injury, does that suck? It doesn't take away from the fact that 15-win season, playoff win against the damn Bills, got your team to an AFC championship. And I think that's what kind of got to me going into this week. Like, we're playing with house money here in Denver.
Yeah. What do you so if Bo was playing, where would your confidence level honestly, like for me, I feel like it's not that much different. I don't know how you're feeling, but like if let's just say Bo was playing, would you be feeling the same even higher level of
See,
confidence or
I feel like there would be more pressure on the Broncos. I don't know because Bo is going to be. I mean, I have this feeling, dude. I have this feeling that like Stidham's game is going to be. It's not going to be as flashy. It's not going to be as exciting, but it's going to be consistent, a little bit more consistent than Bo. And I think you can win a game at home like that. So I I I I wanted to see Drake May versus Knicks. Like I saw this graphic on X floating around today, and it was like, oh, it like feels eerily similar to 2016. It was like a jumbotron with like Peyton and Brady meeting after the game, and then there's like
oh
a little
yeah.
animated graphic with May, and then it has Stidham right next to it. And I'm like, oh God, dude, this would hit like crack, dude. It's just like I want to see that. Obviously, we want to see Knicks versus May, like. But I mean, it is what it is, dude. I just I what do I feel more confident with Knicks since I just what I saw from him against the Bills? Yeah, yeah, probably. You know,
Yeah.
but
I
it's
honestly
we'll see.
that I honestly think that's like what's making a difference in it is Bo had such a good game versus the Bills that it's like wow, I honestly had a better game than I think a lot of people expected. He was making some really good throws, super poised, but I hope Jared Stidham goes out and like you said, it was a great point and just plays with house money, no pressure. And maybe Sean, like sometimes when you play loose and free like that, you almost play better. Now
Right.
the pressure's on Drake May. Listen, you're possible MVP. You need to go. You've never played a road playoff game. Okay, now you need to go do that. Ramondre Stevenson. Yeah, we've seen that dude fumble all year.
That's
So
that's that's going to be the biggest thing. I mean, like we saw what I think May has 6 fumbles, lost 3, and he has 2 interceptions in the 2 playoff
yep.
games he's played. So he'll cough the ball up, and so will Ramondre Stevenson. So if the Denver Broncos can capitalize and build off what they did last week, we should be okay. But I'm back to Stidham real quick. I just think that when will you ever get an opportunity like this again?
Crazy.
Like just going up against the team that drafted you, why wouldn't you just want to go out there, play your best ball, and then you have if depending on what happens in the next 2 games, he could go get a bag and be a starter for a team next year.
Yeah, he definitely could. I was thinking maybe he falls Davis Webb wherever Webb goes. You know what I mean? So I just the thing that breaks my heart is that the graphic where it's got the four QBs walking towards the Super Bowl stadium and seeing Stidham instead of Bo. That just kind of I just feel so bad for Bo. He's such a good dude and he's come so far. I mean, the beginning of the season, we even up till week 6, we were talking like, are we sure Bo's the guy? Is this too much for him? And Sean Payton was putting too much on his shoulders. Well, he took it and he developed, he learned, and he's just hitting his stride. So one, I really hope the injury is not like a long-term thing. I didn't realize, and if you heard that his Sean Payton talking to him after said like this is the third time he's broke his ankle like that. So it's like
Yeah.
you don't want injury concerns popping up, but two, I know Bo's going to be like Stidham's #1 fan, and he's going to be helping him prep all week. So I think there's like some motivation for Stidham too, where yes, he's doing it for himself because of the opportunity, but I think he's going to want to do it for Bo too, and be like, listen, you got us here. Let me step up and do my part.
Right.
It could be really special.
Yeah, I agree with you 100%. Um, yeah, no, I did want to ask you because yeah, this is the third time you got an ankle fracture. Um, last year it was a back fracture, dude. Like I'm kind of concerned because running is a big part of his game and it should be because he's so talented at it, but that's that's what makes the season just so crazy. It's like, man, like this feels like just something like otherworldly that's happening right now. I don't know, it's weird. I just like Like, obviously, don't get me wrong, dude. Stidham goes and wins the Super Bowl for us. I don't give a shit. Bo is still our QB1 until proven otherwise. So,
Right. Yeah. 100%.
um, but yeah, no, it's something to keep an eye out for, man. It's like, do you want to really take that out of his game? I mean, can you
Well, I
afford
think
to? I
it might be less in his game if we can get a decent running game. I mean,
Yeah,
RJ Harvey is great as a pass catching running back. He's not great between the tackles, but we knew that. We're asking him to do something that he's not good at. And then if we can get J.K. Dobbins back, I after the game it was like, oh, we're for sure getting J.K. back. It'll be fine. And like you said, now people have kind of been like, oh, okay, let's taper expectation because even if we do get him back, if he could be very limited, maybe like 5 to 7 carries. So we can't really like be like, oh, JK's back, all good because we don't know what he's gonna look like. Could he get re-injured? So you can't rely on that. Now Stidham, I mean, he's not known as a mobile quarterback, but like I was saying earlier, he was a dual threat recruit out of high school. So I think he's got some wheels on him, low key, and maybe you don't want him to run the ball as much because if he gets hurt, then you're down to Sam Ellinger, and that would be nightmare. So maybe you play it a little bit safer, but I still think they're gonna have some design stuff for him. But and Bo's honestly really good about he doesn't really take many big hits. He gets down, he slides, he gets out of bounds. I think it was just a freak play, honestly, watching the replay. And you can't really tell when it happens. It was just like a weird situation.
probably got like rolled up on or
Yeah.
something like that. Yeah, just unfortunate. Yeah, it sucks, dude. I mean, it sucks. It's like after the year that the Broncos had, which, dude, talk about just like the most. You just want to pull your hair out most games at some point. They've all been tight for the most
Right.
part. And it's to get 14 dubs, man, get that 1 seed. It's just a crazy accomplishment, and that's why I'm kind of like, I know the job's not done, but if the season were to end this weekend with Jarrett Stidham at the helm, you can't take anything away from what Bo and this team have done over this year. And what does it look like if JK stays healthy the entire time? Like that guy was
Yeah.
owning, dude, wrecking shop, dude. So it's unfortunate, dude. Yeah, I every time I see one of those Super Bowl graphics, I'm just like, God, dude. Like, it's like it's ridiculous. So
Honestly, when before we move on here, when it was the fourth quarter, there's 5 minutes left. Bills are driving and they're up three. What were your what was your or they're up four? What was your like honest confidence level? Do you honestly think we could come back and get a stop on defense and then go down and score a touchdown? Because I'll be honest with you, I was in the stands there and I was like being excited and hopeful, but I was like, there's no way. There's no way we're gonna stop Josh Allen and then go score, drive the ball 80 yards. So
like I said, I was at that point in the game where I just had my feet up and I was just gonna be like, hey, I just was trying not to think either way. I was just like, hey, I'm enjoying this game either way. Could be the
right.
last game. Could be the last game for the Broncos, right? That's how I was kind of thinking of it. And then when it ended up, it's just crazy. And then you're like you said, we're the happiest we've ever been. And then we hear that news, and it's just like
Yeah,
everything's just like
how'd you hear the news?
I believe I just saw it on X. I
You
think I got a update on X. Yeah.
Yeah,
Um,
I was
insane.
I stopped at Qdoba on the way home and I go inside to get my food and there's like probably 5 other Bronco fans in there, groups, and they're like, "Oh, did you hear the news?" And I was expecting, like, "Oh, go Broncos, yeah, yeah." But like everyone's like, "Oh, did you hear the news? Bo broke his ankle." I'm like, "What?" And then I, pull up X real quick and you see Sean Payton's press conference and you're like, oh my god! And I think it came out, and he said that he literally didn't know that till after his press conference, and
Yeah.
people were waiting for Bo to talk. What do you think? I saw some people saying like, "Oh, they should have kept it hush hush and like played some mind games with the Patriots," but I feel like how's that not going to get leaked? And
Yeah.
what's going to happen when Bo doesn't show for his press conference? Everyone's gonna be like, "Oh, like you have to say that and then
Yeah.
it gives you the opportunity for everyone to get behind Stidham like we're seeing right now." So
Right. Yeah. No. Rally behind your guy. He did the right thing. Bo wasn't gonna play, so it's just it's on to the next guy, bro. Get your team ready for who their starter is gonna be. But I think what was more unfortunate is like because we didn't see him like it happen, like him go down and then him hobble off or get carted off or anything like that. So shit, we won the game, dude. He's on
right.
on the field doing an interview afterwards, and he looks fine, dude. Like you would never know. And
Going back and rewatching that interview though, you can definitely tell he knows something's wrong because there's that moment where they ask him like, "Oh, about next week," and he like pauses. So I think he knew something was seriously wrong.
and if you go back and look, he's not putting any weight on his right
Yeah,
ankle. So yeah, I know it just sucks because
it's
it's just like,
almost
dude, it's
it's
like you
almost
made it to
better
the
we didn't
AFC
have to see it.
Championship.
Yeah,
Jesus.
yeah. It's like if maybe it's better we didn't have to watch it and see it, and we got to experience that full happiness. Because if we would have known, even if we would won, we'd be like, "Damn, this sucks." But I think since we got to experience that full level of this is awesome, maybe I
Yeah.
think maybe it's a little bit better that way. I don't know.
Yeah, we'll see. I just hope Bo can get back one day. I mean, it's just
Yes,
that's another shitty part of it because this playoff was so crazy with just no Mahomes, no Burrow, no Lamar. And I mean, don't get me wrong. I see a lot of Chiefs fans still on X like, "Oh man, the playoffs suck without Mahomes." No, they don't, dude. All these playoffs have been freaking great. These games have been freaking great. So yeah, no, it's not very guaranteed. Like, will he ever get back? Will his health be a problem? Like, it's kind of that's just kind of what I keep thinking about. Like, that
yeah,
really sucks. But if we win the Super Bowl, he's still a Super Bowl winner in my book because he won 15 games. So suck it.
100%. Yeah,
But yeah, do you got any? Should we get into breaking news, Dante?
yeah. NFL breaking news. Let's see. I
Wah,
guess
wah, wah.
mainly got the there's been a lot of coaching hirings and everything going on this last couple of days. Before we get into that little player news, this was a tough one. Seahawks running back Jack Charbonnet out, season-ending knee surgery. Obviously, Kenneth Walker had a really good game for the Seahawks, but you want that 1-2 punch as we've seen here in Denver. So that's a tough loss for the Seahawks.
That 1-2 punch might have been the best in the league this
Yeah,
year.
yeah,
Just yeah, there's just another fucking kick in the dick, dude. You make it to the NFC Championship and you can't play. That sucks.
yeah.
So yeah, no, unfortunate to see. Fire up your Kenneth Walker shares. I know Dom's probably going to be betting anytime TDs from Kenneth Walker like a
Yeah,
madman. I'm assuming.
yep.
So
Okay, I'll name these coaching hires real quick, and then we can go through them after one by one. Uh, Shout out Mr. First Down, Titans hire Robert Sala, former what was it, Jets head coach for a little bit, 49ers defensive coordinator. Falcons hired Kevin Stefanski, former Browns head coach. Dolphins hired Jeff Halfley, Green Bay Packers defensive coordinator. He was also the head coach at Boston College before that. Stepped down to go be the defensive coordinator for Green Bay. And then a little OC news here. Mike McDaniel hired as the Chargers offense coordinator. So he's following Harbaugh to the Chargers. Really didn't like this one because I like McDaniel. I didn't want to see him in the division. So I think that could be a good fit for him. But what do you think on some of these coaching hires here? Is Titans got Sala? Did you like that move?
yeah, I think that team probably just needs a rebuilding of the culture. And I think that guy's a guy that can do it. You appear to already have the quarterback in place. You're gonna have tons of money to spend in the offseason, which I imagine Robert Saleh is just gonna just feed that defense like crazy. I don't know. I like it, dude. I'll give him another chance, man. I know that him and Sean Payton kind of have gotten into it in the past, which has made me defensive of my coach. So if he comes at my coach, you best not miss, son.
He,
All right.
didn't he also go after Duval? What's his name? Did you see
Yeah,
that?
Cohen. Yeah,
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 Cohen.
yeah. So
Um,
he'll mix it up, bro, which I respect. I respect
yeah,
that from Robert Saleh.
gotta respect it. So I saw the news this morning, right? And then my first initial reaction is like, huh, you draft a quarterback number one overall, and then you don't go get him an offensive coach. And then I'm seeing all day, oh, well, he's actually bringing Mike McDaniel with him as offensive coordinator. I'm like, oh, okay, that's genius. Perfect. That's great. Well, that's not the case, obviously. So it just makes me a little bit nervous because I think when you invest your first overall pick in a quarterback, You should be doing everything you can to develop him because that is your franchise. What favor are you doing him by hiring a defensive minded head coach who you just said is probably going to be more favorable about investing in the defensive side of the ball? So
Well,
it's not really it. Go ahead.
what I was seeing was like they were blown away by his plan for the offensive coordinator and like just like his plan for the offense moving forward, and I guess that's kind of what swayed them. That's what I mean. Maybe Mr. First Down can correct me if I'm wrong, but so yeah, we'll see what he does. But I mean, obviously Mike McDaniel would have been a freaking home run.
Do you think that was the plan and then it changed?
Maybe, maybe. I mean, we did see Mike McDaniel. He canceled his interview to be head coach for the Browns, which
Yeah.
was genius move on his
Yeah.
part, by the way.
Yeah.
Um,
So that was just an interesting one. For me, I would have preferred to have seen an offensive minded coach there, but I mean,
mhm.
like you said, he'll study the ship, and I mean,
Yeah, maybe
theoretically,
just
right?
you need a culture first, I think.
Yeah,
Um, and then all that can come second. We saw some good things from Cam Ward, right, in that offense towards the end of the season. So we'll see what he does. It's all that matters. But I love the hire that the Falcons made for with Kevin Stefanski. I thought he was one of my besides Harbaugh, he was probably my second favorite. I mean, any man that can win Coach of the Year multiple years with the Cleveland Browns is a goddamn saint.
yeah.
So love that. We'll see what they do at quarterback. I know there's going to be questions. Dolphins, Jeff Halfley, who Q and freaking Conor McGregor. Who the fuck is that guy? I see this one going over like a fart in church, bro.
Yeah, I mean, typical Dolphins. What?
It's
Who
like, what are we
knows?
doing?
Who knows what we're doing? Like I said, he was a college head coach for at Boston College for a few years, and he wasn't bad. So he's got head coaching experience, but I just I don't know. You never know what Miami's doing. I honestly think Stefanski would have been a better fit for the Titans personally.
I agree.
Um, the
I agree.
Falcons, they get Matt Ryan that kind of is in there making decisions now. I think Stefanski's not a bad choice for them. Like I said, my brother's a diehard Falcons fan, so I asked him about it. He said he didn't not too inspired, honestly.
Well,
Would
he
like
has no
to.
reason to be, but I think this is better than Raheem Morris, dude. Come on.
Oh, way better. And Matt, Jeff Halfley could turn out to be the next great coach. I don't know, but initial reaction,
It's
Dolphins
like you
fans
went
are gonna
from
be like, "What?"
Mike McDaniel, who that team rallied around that man, dude. When they were dead in the water, they rallied
Yeah,
around Mike McDaniel. Yeah, I don't think that's going to go over very well at all. They also need a quarterback. Yeah, Mike McDaniel, like you said, great hire for the Chargers. Like it just seemed like that offense was so archaic and boring. It
right.
just you have somebody like Justin Herbert. You got some playmakers there. So it'll be interesting to see what they do and what they add in the offseason. Um, do you think do you think they go after any Dolphins?
The thing that scares me is
Tyreek Hill.
you think Harbaugh likes to run the ball. Well, McDaniel really likes to run the ball too. So that's going to be a physical football team next year. He said McDaniel said the reason he chose Miami is because he really wanted to be able to coach Herbert. Whatever on Herbert. I think he's a little bit overrated personally. So
Regular
whatever.
season darling, baby. That's all
Yeah,
he is, man.
exactly.
But I will be drafting a shit ton of Omarion Hampton if that's the
Well,
case.
that's what I was just wondering. Do you think they stick with him, or do you think they look for a running back? Because Hampton didn't really do much to impress. Granted, he injuries, rookie year, this and that. So, and they also had he had Najee Harris who got hurt. So I think their plan at running back just failed them this year. But I think they're gonna get both their tackles back, right? Really top 10 tackles, and then they get healthy at the running back position. Maybe that helps Herbert, so it's not all on his shoulders.
Well, if they trade for Achan, I'm gonna jump off a bridge. I'm letting you know that right now.
Please no,
I do not want any piece of Achan in the division, dude. That guy's a psycho.
no.
Yeah, it looks like we got some games next, man. Should we just break down the games real quick?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
All right, man. It's all you, baby.
Let's see. So first one was this the Saturday night game? Uh Seahawks beat Rams, absolute ass kicking, 41-6. Um, didn't have eyes on the full game just because I was coming back from the game and
Mm,
everything, but like I checked the score. and I'm watching on my phone, and I was like, "What the heck?" It's 17-0, and it's like 10 minutes into the first quarter. This one just was over from the start.
Which is
49ers,
crazy.
it
Which is
is
crazy.
it is crazy, but I think the injuries finally caught up to him, and we saw what a rested Seahawks team looked like. That was on the exact opposite. They're getting healthy. They're playing at home. Great home field advantage for them. And the 49ers, I think, just put a lot into beating the Eagles last week, and you just like you can only do so much. Even they're down to like their fourth string tight end. Tunge got hurt, so they had no receivers. It's basically Christian McCaffrey and Brock Purdy out there. That was it.
Yeah, Kenneth Walker, man, 116 yards and 3 scores. Darnold, man, they win this game 41-6. My man Darnold has 124 yards passing and 1 touchdown.
Crazy. That's all I
That is
needed.
insane. That goes to show you, bro. That team is for real, man. Like they don't need a quarterback to win a Super Bowl, man. I'm seeing a lot of like a lot of people like, oh, we're getting a Super Bowl 48 rematch, and I'm just like, fuck me, dude. Don't make me relive that shit again, dude. That was horrible.
See, and that
Horrible.
like that's like the next game, the Texans and Patriots. It's like Stroud was so bad. So it's like you're telling me Stidham can't be better than Stroud was, and
Exactly.
he can't have 150 yards and a touchdown like Darnold did. So it's not all about quarterback play. Darnold didn't really even have to be put in a situation where he could have made a mistake. So if that's
Right.
just shows you how important a strong run game and a strong defense is.
Special teams, freaking Rashid Shaheed, bro. That man just continues to make plays. He opening
Smart trade.
kickoff.
Yeah.
Opening kickoff return, bro. Just like an absolute weapon, man. That was a great trade by them. Yeah, no, I agree with you, man. Real quick on the Stidham Stroud comparison, like there's no way. There's no way, dude. I'm more confident that Stidham's gonna go out there and be very like, just very solid. I would be shocked if he goes out there and throws 3 picks and we just get annihilated. Like, but
Yeah.
yeah,
Sean Payne's not going to let him have. Did Stroud have 5 turnovers? I
I
think it was.
I think he had, so let's see, he had 4 interceptions.
4 interceptions.
Yes. 4
I guarantee you, Sean Payne's
interceptions.
not going to let Jetson throw 4 interceptions. You know what I mean? Like
No.
he's not going to let that happen.
No, Stroud threw 4 interceptions in the first half, bro. That is
Crazy.
crazy, man. Yeah, and that game was still Patriots still only won by 12 points.
Yeah, we can get into that one. So Patriots beat Texans 28-16. Cool game to watch. It was snowing pretty good. Like you
Football
said,
weather,
though,
baby.
I just was like, first of all, that elite Texans defense gave up 28 points. So, that is what it is.
Yeah,
Field
but you can't, your
position,
boy, your
turnovers.
your QB can't be turning the ball over 4 times, man. It's
Right.
just that's inexcusable.
And
Inexcusable.
it was honestly like one of those situations where I think this happens times is like defenses do so good and the offense does nothing. It's like we can only do this for so long before you guys have to do something. It's kind of like what we saw with Denver's defense last year, where they were really good, but
Right.
eventually, when your offense only scores 6 points, and you're giving up that negative field position every time, you're gonna break down. So I think that's kind of what happened with that one. But the Patriots on the other side, when you get 4 turnovers like that and you only score 28 points, they only scored off one of the turnovers, I believe.
Mhm.
So
It was
they
close for a
they
while.
they didn't capitalize as much as they probably should have and could have. The
I
thing that makes me excited for the Broncos is that Patriots offensive line is a real weakness for them, especially their tackles. So Bonito could be licking his chops again this weekend. But I mean, overall, Patriots may got to give him respect. He turns the ball over a little bit, but
They
they
find ways
pray
to win.
turn that team around. That's all that matters. You find a way to
Yeah.
win.
Yeah, they find ways to win, man. You can't knock them. Yeah, I agree, dude. I'm not taking anything from the Patriots, dude. Like I see a lot. I've seen people talk trash to them all season. I'm like, all they do is this, pretty much what the Broncos have done, but they've just been kind of blowing people out. You know what I'm saying? And I know their schedule was a little bit easier than ours, but ours wasn't that much crazier. I know we beat a couple better quarterbacks, but um, yeah, no, I agree with you, man. I think look, if anything, this game made me feel better about this weekend. Just that Texans defense kept them in the game as long as they could. And I just think that the Broncos, man, hey, man, you got to play better than they like. I'm not saying turnover wise, but I'm saying
Right.
like, dude, Ramondre Stevenson and Travion Henderson can still run the piss out of the ball. I mean, Ramondre had 70 yards, Travion only 25, but that guy is a home run threat. You know what I'm saying? So
Yes, he is.
you just got to account for those guys. And I like our secondary against their receivers. I don't really give a shit. Um, but yeah, no. If anything, my biggest takeaway, I think this game's going to be competitive as shit this weekend between the Broncos and the Patriots.
Yeah, it's you know the Texans' offense was really bad, but their defense is good. So it's like if you're Jared Stidham, I'd probably rather be playing the Patriots defense than the Texans defense.
Yep,
And honestly,
absolutely.
I think the Broncos match up nicely against the Patriots too, just with what they try to do. I think James Cook's better running back than Ramondre and Henderson. They're a good combo, don't get me wrong, but I just feel like it's a good matchup for this Denver defense and what they like to do. Honestly, the thing that Denver struggled with all year has been mobile quarterbacks and tight ends. What are the Bills? That's all they have are two really good tight ends and a mobile quarterback. So
Right.
matchup wise, that was a really tough matchup for the Broncos. I think this is going to be an easier game for the Broncos defense than it was last week versus the Bills for sure.
Yeah, may a very sneaky runner, but I think
Yes,
Vrabel's kind of like he knows, man. I mean, he's not the biggest dude, so it's like, hey, you got to kind of protect your quarterback. But I expect May to get a couple long runs on Sunday.
right.
But we'll see, dude. Like I said, I was watching this game and I was like, me and you said, I think it was me and you last week though. We don't want no piece of that Texans defense.
Yeah, I
And
agree
now
too.
even more when we have a less mobile quarterback in Jarrett Stidham. Like that could have gotten ugly quick. It could have been, I mean, maybe we still win 6-3, but nobody wants to watch that trash. What were your thoughts on the Rams, man? Squeak by the Bears, dude. I thought the Iceman, Caleb Williams almost did it again.
Bro, that his throw for a touchdown at the end of that game to go to overtime was insane. But
Insane.
running 15 yards backwards and throwing the ball up is the same way you throw three interceptions. So Caleb Williams, um, he's a talented quarterback, but I feel like he's too confident in his arm and he makes some mistakes, and that's why they lost that game because he threw three picks. If that game's in LA, I think the Rams run away with it. I think the elements and the cold weather, that was a cold game. I think Stafford's not, he's too old for that shit to be playing out in the cold. So I think that kept it close. The weather kept it close. I think the Rams are the better team. Good for the Bears. Really good season. The future's bright, but Caleb Williams can't be turning the ball over three times if he wants to win, keep winning.
Yeah, shout out to our boy Kevin Showalter because before this game he was like, "Oh, he's like Bears got this. Like old man Stafford can't play in the cold," and to an extent he was right. I mean, Stafford still had 258 yards, but I had to remind him, I'm like, "Hey, bro, like last year it was really shitty weather in Philly, and those Rams gave you everything you could handle, and like that was like the closest game in the playoffs was
Right.
versus old man Stafford, right?" So I was like, you can't. I'm taking Stafford, bro. I'm taking the vet all day long. Kyron Williams. Shout out to you for showing up way after the fantasy playoffs with two scores. Um,
Yeah. Now where's Devontae Adams?
yeah, no shit. And then look at Puka Nakua, 6 yards, like just crazy, dude. It's nuts, but it doesn't matter. They did what they had to do to win. They left it down to the thicker kicker. I thought he was gonna miss it at the end.
I know.
That like,
Yeah.
I do not trust that guy at all, dude. I think he's gonna end up fucking them at some point. I don't know. We'll get into the NFC, AFC more on Friday. But any other takeaways from divisional weekend?
No, just the quarterback thing. I'd rather be seeing Lamar or Mahomes versus CJ Stroud. So I don't want to hear any CJ Stroud is a good quarterback talk ever again. He's awful. The
Hey, he's made
NFC's
it. I think he's made it to the divisional round of the playoffs every single year he's been in the league.
did they go last year to the divisional round?
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
they've gotten bounced in the divisional round every single year he's been quarterback.
And
So
yeah,
hey, he's doing more than our boy Herbert, dude.
that's
He's doing
true.
more.
He's doing
He's
more and
advancing in
that's
the
another
playoffs.
I'd rather see Joe Burrow in than Herbert. So I know that it's just crazy how stacked the league is at quarterback. And
AFC in
then
particular.
yeah, and then the cool thing is you have May and Nix and Williams. You got these young quarterbacks. If you're the Titans and Cam Ward, guess what? Guess what happens in year two? You go to the conference championship. That's the expectation that these quarterbacks are setting. So, if we're not seeing some improvement, then I got bad news for you because these teams are proving it can be done. And honestly, you have to do it while your quarterback's on that rookie contract because it lets you build so many weapons around him. So that was just my takeaway is like it's cool seeing this kind of next generation of quarterbacks. And also like it feels like you said like 2016, 2015, we got Broncos, Patriots, we got Seahawks and Rams. Like
We're
this,
back, baby.
we're back. Yeah.
History doth repeat itself, dude. It's crazy. It's absolutely ridiculous. Um, hopefully, yeah. I honestly think like I'm just like, dude, like I even if the Patriots win, dude, I'm just gonna. Are you really gonna be that pissed? I mean, I'm gonna be upset because we were right there, but I'm just like, dude, like what a fucking season for the Broncos, man. I they before this season, I had them going 11-6, and I'd be happy if they won a wild card game.
Yeah.
This is so far past my expectations. Like I just want a good game, man. I want a good competitive game like we got with the Bills, and I'll go to bed happy that night. Before we get into the college football national championship, I did want to ask you real quick. So we were talking about these young quarterbacks that are kind of starting to come up in the NFL. Man, is that 2024 NFL draft class going to come down? It's like one of the deepest QB classes ever.
Well, yeah, we talked about history repeating itself. You know, they have that, what was it, the 85 draft? Is that the Elway Marino crazy draft? So maybe we're seeing a repeat of that. And I think so, honestly. I've Caleb Williams, like I said, he talent wise, he's not gonna be a bust just because he's too talented. Same with Drake May. Bo Nix isn't going to be a bust because he's too mentally sharp and he's like a CEO out there. He gets it too much. You know what I mean? So I think he's going to be there. Who else we got? JJ McCarthy and Jane Daniels.
Jaden Daniels, what was
We
it?
saw what
Made
he
it
did when he was healthy.
NFC championship. Yeah.
So if JJ McCarthy can hold up his end to it, that's like one of the all-time great draft classes right there. And I know Ryan, when we had him on last week, was saying this, but he thought Bo Nix was the best quarterback. And people laughed at the Broncos. They said, "Oh, you got the leftovers. You had to take Bo Nix. He was the only one left." Well, if it
I
wasn't for
think
this injury, he'd be one of the final two QBs from that class still standing.
right.
So that
And
says a lot about him.
I think the biggest thing is too it's fit, bro. It's fit.
Yes, 100%.
It's fit, man. I mean, like you see these quarterbacks go to these teams and not succeed because you don't have the coach, you don't have the surrounding cast, or maybe it's vice versa. But no, yeah, no, it's incredible. It's incredible, dude. It's just the way that these young quarterbacks are starting to come out. And shout out to my boy Josh, dude. I don't know if you're listening, but he's a Minnesota fan. He was rocking orange
Okay.
for the divisional round. He was rocking a Tebow jersey, dude. God bless him.
Let's go.
I was like, "You look great." I was like, "You look great in orange, brother." He's like, "It just feels so right." I'm like, "Just come on over, dude. We got you, man. We got you.
Yeah,
No worries."
that's the thing. The bandwagon's open. Listen, you can
It
hate the
is.
Broncos all year, but it's city time, and if you want to hop on the train, come on over. We'll take whoever we can get. I feel like because people forget last year was a good year, but the previous 9 years before that, we were down in the dumps, and
Yeah, it's horrible.
so good.
Yeah, and I'm seeing the Patriots last time they were in the AFC Championship was 2018, I believe. So it's been a while for them too. So
Same with
it's kind
Seahawks.
of
They've had a couple down
Seahawks.
years. They had to move on from Carroll and rebuild
Yeah,
over there. Rams are
yeah,
really the only team that's kind of been here the last few years, honestly.
right. So the Rams they won the Super Bowl in 2021, I believe, right? I think so. Yeah, no, it's just kind of cool to see different teams, man. It's like I just got so tired of the Chiefs and the Bills and like, dude, I just like AFC Championship is not Chiefs Bills or Ravens Bills or like, dude, it's just
Right.
crazy. It's just crazy. It's
It,
just
it is
crazy that
funny the Patriots made it because now it's been either the Patriots or Chiefs since
right.
like forever. So it's like,
Hang
one
that in your
enemy,
hat.
we get rid of one enemy in the Chiefs, and then here comes the Patriots back. And
Back.
let's not forget we hate the Patriots around here.
Yeah.
The Patriots are almost a rivalry for us too. And like if the Bills would have beat the Broncos, well, all right, cool. Whatever. I'm gonna root for the Bills, but I'm not rooting for the Patriots if for whatever reason they win because I don't like the Patriots.
Absolutely not. I think the same way. Like Bills were the only way I was rooting for the AFC team. whoever's in the NFC team. If the Patriots beat us, I'm rooting for you guys.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I agree, man. It's exciting that we get to keep talking about football, man. For the last decade, we've been done. We're not talking football anymore. We're
We'd
not.
be talking coaching search right now.
Yeah, coach and search, talking draft already. So it's an exciting time to be a Denver fan. Real quick, did you lay eyes on the college national football championship and see Carson Beck just absolutely piss down his leg on that last play?
I did. Good game. Signetti's just a absolute machine, dude. Shout out to Indiana. Talk about comebacks and turning things around. Indiana is historically literally the most losses of any college football program was Indiana until these last 2 years. So for him to get hired in his first season, they have an incredible year. Second season, they go undefeated, win the national championship. That's some video game shit right there. That's literally like what we would do when we fire up the PlayStation. So
Insane.
it is truly insane, and they're going to be good again next year. Transfer portal's been really going well for them too. So, but Miami, I was honestly surprised that they hung in there, and that was a really competitive game. And if it wasn't for maybe that blocked punt, Miami could have been right there in it. They had a chance at the end. We all knew what was coming. You know, all year we've been saying Carson Beck not going to get it done for him, and when it mattered the most, he threw a pick. So
Yeah. I mean, I didn't start like actually like thinking like, maybe I'll sprinkle a little bit on Miami ever since
yeah,
Abella Danger got involved into the mix. Cause I'm like, you know what, just it takes one of those celebrities to get
yeah.
involved over there to spark a team. But no, every time I bet against Indiana this year, they proved me wrong. Like I said, like we were in that college football fantasy football league. Shout out to the Sideline Podcast, and I had Elijah Surratt, a wide
Oh
receiver.
yeah, yes,
Dog,
dude.
bro, I want him to be a Bronco. I do. I do. If we can find a way to get him, I don't care if it's at the end of the first, beginning of the second or end of the second, move up. I don't care. Like, just find a way to
There's
get that man. Bad
multiple
man.
guys on that team I would take on the Broncos. Miami though, dude, Miami's running back. I
Ooh,
was not aware of
was it
his
Tony?
game.
Malachi Tony?
No, so that's their he's a
He's
freshman receiver, true freshman,
receiver.
I think. Dude, he's
Okay.
like honestly, I don't even know if he's 18, but
Who was their
dude,
other back that was scoring hella?
yeah, let me get his name real quick. But yeah, dude, Tony had an insane game. He honestly probably kept him in the game because he had that touchdown, and dude, his speed was insane. And like I said, this dude's 17.
Yeah.
So he's only going to be getting better. The defense is legit. Mark
Do you think Indiana like is going to continue to just be like, all right, no, they're just going to bring in these older guys that because I don't. It worked. It fucking worked, bro. It
Mark
just
Fletcher Jr. was the Miami running
Mark
back that was down. And
Fletcher.
dude, he was big too. But yeah, Indiana, they are kind of that's kind of the when you have this old veteran team, that's kind of the downfall, right? Is they're all gone. So you got to rebuild it. But like I said, they have a top 5 transfer portal class. They're getting another elite quarterback in there. So reload, baby, and get back after. They're going to be a force next year. Miami, they're going to have to get a quarterback because Beck's done. He's not an NFL quarterback. That might be the last we see Carson Beck play football. And everyone's like, oh, well, let's not forget, like, this dude's wilding out there, dating one of the Cavender twins, cheating on him. Like,
Yeah.
what
No,
a miss,
I
dude.
did. Somebody asked him like, hey, like, how you handling like going to class? He's like, I haven't gone to class in 2 years.
Yeah, he's
I'm
like, I
like,
graduated 2 years ago. It's like, what are we doing?
geez, what are we doing, dude? Like, it's a joke, dude, honestly. And like, I don't know. It was kind of cool, honestly, seeing just like there's no fatigue with this national championship, right? I mean, it's just like,
Right.
maybe Miami a little bit, but it's cool seeing Indiana. I mean, Miami's been relevant longer than Indiana, but
Well, Miami, let's not forget, like most people were like they shouldn't even be in it. They didn't play in
mhm.
their conference championship game. It took all the craziness for them to actually get in it. So for them to even be there, crazy. For Indiana to be there, crazy. Just the thing with me that kind of sucks is this game's on a Monday night after the NFL divisional round. It's like this game should have been a month ago. I feel like it loses its kind of excitement and the buildup because it's so dragged out. We forgot like the seasons that these teams have, and it's kind of almost lost its relevance a little bit. So I'd like to see it moved up and the college, just it'd be like if the Super Bowl was played in March, it'd be like it's too long. You lose some of that excitement around it.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree with you. And then, so Mendoza, man, he's number 1 overall, right? I mean, you saw Mark Davis there, you saw Tom Brady there. Um, God,
Yeah.
dude, he like seems like the nicest kid of all time. Like, and I'm just like, dude, like I'm gonna have to watch a little bit more. I'm not gonna count this kid out yet because he could go to the Raiders and just kick our ass twice a year. I'm not putting that into the universe or anything. But I saw that somebody tweeted like, "Oh, this guy looks like he makes his animal crackers fight before he eats them, bro." I'm
Yeah,
just like, dog, just like an absolute low blow to this kid. It was just a dog, dude. Like that
bro.
that helicopter he had at the goal line. I was like, he fractured his spine. Like there's
He's definitely the weird kid at the end of the lunch table, but dude, this is his play. You cannot deny it. I mean, yeah, he had his own helicopter moment, right? That was crazy, but the don't count the Raiders out. They could ruin anything. So I don't care how surefire of a talent you are. You go to the Raiders, and who's going to be their coach? I saw Davis Webb's like one of the finalists over there. So I
hands
don't know
off,
what's going
hands
on with
off.
the Raiders, dude. But it's just like if you're going to take a quarterback and maybe arm talent wise, he's not the most talented, but mentally
They
and
said that hey,
preparation,
they
he'll
said the
be
same
there.
thing about Bo, man. I mean,
Right.
I mean, and who knows what would have happened if we didn't draft Bo? Like, it's I'm saying, like,
Like
they
you
could have
said, it's all
drafted Bo.
fit, right?
Yeah,
So,
yeah,
if Bo had gone to one of these crappy teams, like the Browns or something like that, I don't think we wouldn't be,
zero
there's a
chance.
lot that Sean Payton's had to do with Bo. And I think Mendoza's going to also need some coaching, and the NFL is different than college. So does it translate to it? And he's also got to win over his locker room. Are they going to like him, or are they going to think he's cheesy like Russell Wilson? So it's different when you get to that next level. I'm not ready to call him the next great quarterback, honestly. I think this is a really down year for quarterbacks, and he's just the best one of those,
Yeah,
maybe. So
agreed.
that, whatever. It's the Raiders.
But it's to
They
be seen,
lose.
right? So do you
Yeah.
think like because I'm seeing like I don't know, dude. I feel like Brian Flores is going to get that job or something like that. It's like that would be no good for a quarterback like Mendoza. I mean,
No.
I don't know. Do you yeah, you have Tom Brady there, I guess, but it's like, bro, like nobody is gonna be you. No one's gonna be even close to you, most likely. I mean, Mahomes, he's the closest, and he's not even close.
What do
So
you what do you think, honestly? Do you think Davis Webb and Vance Joseph are gone to be head coaches?
I don't think Vance Joseph gets a job, dude. Like, did you just see? I mean, they got turnovers yesterday, but good lord, dude, still gave up 30 at home.
Yeah, I think teams will turn a blind eye because it's Josh Allen.
If
But
they win this week, I think that he may,
what
but it
about though
depends on what the defense looks like.
if he could guarantee you, I'm bringing Davis as my offensive coordinator?
Maybe so.
I'm
I
just
don't see it. I
I'm
don't
just
see it.
wondering because like I saw he could possibly be in for the Raiders too, and it
Vance?
yeah, Vance Joseph, and if we
Oh,
lose Davis Webb, I just if I'm the Raiders and if I'm some of these teams, why not? You've tried everything. Why not just take a young coach and like Davis Webb and give him a shot?
exactly. Like you could literally well, I mean, Mark Davis doesn't want to keep firing coaches because I think he's still got Josh McDaniels on his payroll or some shit. And
Yeah,
he's
he's
probably
paying
got
5 head coaches. Gruden's on the payroll still.
yeah, so like it's a mess over there, dude. They that's why I'm thinking like Brian Flores might be a good one for them. They they can kind of like play a nasty
Well,
defense, you
dude,
know what I'm
that guy's a
saying?
loose cannon too. He let's not forget his lawsuit with the NFL.
Yeah.
So, I
Yeah, that's
mean,
true. It's the Raiders, dude. Who gives a shit? Nuggets Lakers currently playing right now. Did you have any skin on this game real quick before we get out of here?
n- no skin on the game. I saw a quick little side note that 2 players voted Bronny to be a starter in the All-Star game. So
Mm,
I feel like the NBA, I
it's a
hate to say
joke.
it, it's just such an unserious league. Like okay, update for you. Nuggets are up 71-57. So,
Mhm.
go
Okay.
Nuggets. But whatever. It was kind of cool after the Bronco game. The Nuggets tipped off at 7 or 8. It's like right after. The number of people just hop on the RTD and you're at Ball Arena. Going from the Bronco game to the Nuggets game was pretty cool. And then like
Bam.
you even had like Nuggets fans that were just going to the Nuggets game and they see you in your Bronco, you're like, oh, go Broncos, and they're like, how's the game? Oh yeah, I wish I could have been there. And literally the people in front of me at the Bronco game, that we were talking, they're like, yeah, we're gonna buy Nuggets tickets and go to the Nuggets game right after this. So hey, Mile High City could be championship city. Nuggets, I'm not counting them out, but for me, the regular season in the NBA does not matter at all. So let's talk when it comes to playoffs and see how healthy they are. I think Jokic is going to be back, and Nuggets are going to get healthy when it matters, and they'll be just fine.
I will say they've been doing exceptional without Jokic.
They have been, and
Just so shout out to them, bro. Because I was like, all right, we just got to find a way to hover above 500, and they're doing that with ease. And real quick, just shout out to David Edelman because I had my skeptics about this guy. Like I didn't think that he was the guy. I thought we should have gone outside of the house and try to find a different voice, but doing shit like this is shit that inspires me. Like, hey, maybe we got this guy here, and he's got a lot of good talent, and it's good to see those young guys stepping up, man.
Dude, you took the words out of my mouth. Adelman, shout out to him. I was not a Malone fan, so I was happy to see him go. But through the development, I feel like we've had our young guys develop more this year. Granted, they've had to because they've had to play, but it's been fun to watch. And they've lost a few games, but they haven't really missed a beat, and they're down 4 starters. So that's coaching at that point, So
Exactly.
huge shout out to him. Yes, that's impressive. Honestly, I feel like he's not getting enough love for what he's doing.
And this is going to help like this team in the long run so much. Getting these young guys all this play time,
Yes.
building their confidence the whole entire time, man. Like Peyton Watson, like this guy's earning himself a bag out here, dude. It's special to see. David Adelman, only knock. Did you know he's a diehard Bills fan? And he said it was a catch.
He said it was a catch, huh?
He said it was a
I take back
catch.
everything I said. Bring back Malone. Hey,
Dude's
that's
a
why he coaches
scumbag.
basketball, right?
That's
Yeah,
right.
yeah. He's dead to
That's
us.
right. Oh my god, dude! You can't make it up, dude. Are you serious?
Hey, he can think it was a catch as long as he's rooting for Denver this weekend. I'll
Yeah, we
forgive
need
him.
some love, man. What are your thoughts about the Avs, man? Bounce back win versus the Capitals after dropping 4 of their last 6. Look, real quick, I just thought when they were up as much as they were, like this, like record wise, I knew we were in for some stinkers, and I know
Yeah.
stinkers happen. But yeah, what are your thoughts on the Avs and confidence moving forward?
Yeah, it's not worried at all. They're like we lost to a couple good teams on some back-to-backs and some post Christmas break. I'm not tripping over it at all. They're human. It's almost like like kind of like with the Broncos. You want to see them lose, maybe that Jacksonville game. You want to see the Avs lose a couple of these games, just so that way you're not getting too cocky and you can point out some flaws and work on it. So, Avs, and who knows how much longer we have left in this football season, but it's about time to turn our eyes to them and the Nuggets and get a little bit closer look and start watching some more games and paying close attention. So we'll see what happens, but I'm here for it, all 3 of them.
Yeah, I agree, man. It's that time of year, baby. It's time to turn it on. Still, it's Nuggets 29-14. The Avs are what 34-8, I think. 34-5-8, I think. I don't know. You have to
Yeah,
check that for
Nuggets
me.
29-14, and Avs, they're still first by a pretty good amount. They're sitting at 34-5-8.
34-5-8. Yeah. So 34-8, 29-14, 15-3 for the Broncos. You just can't make it up. What an exceptional sports season it's been here
11
in
points
Denver.
for the Avs, from them to second place in the Central. And that's Dallas, who's a no slack, so.
Yeah. Yeah. That's a team that's got me worried. But we'll cross that.
Breaking news here. I did not see this. Avs Nichushkin in a pregame car accident. So he did not play last game. Hate to see that for
Mm.
choo train.
Well, hopefully he bounces back. All right.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure that fucker used to wrestle bears back in the day over there, overseas. So
he's definitely been wrestling something.
he should be okay. Yeah. Yeah, but no, like I said, man, hey, what a year. I mean, it's been up to this point to be a Denver sports fan, and we'll keep you locked here, man. Accurate Talk Sports. We'll be back Friday night. To just we're just gonna break down AFC Championship game. We're gonna make our picks for the weekend. We'll be back probably around 8 p.m. So come and hang out with us. If you want the link, I'll tweet it out. You can come join us, have a drink with us. But we'll be celebrating what was an already successful season here in Denver, and I hope any Denver fan out there doesn't get discouraged with the outcome of this weekend because it's been amazing, Dante.
Yeah, but the Denver Broncos are one win away from a Super Bowl, from playing in the Super Bowl, which I'm the biggest Bronco fan. We're all the biggest Bronco fans. None of us were calling for this, except for, who
Nobody.
was? Sean Payton was,
Yeah.
and we called him crazy. So let's enjoy it. Confidence is high. We're going to show up Friday ready to break it all down, and we're not scared. Patriots fans, they've been running their mouths a little bit, making fun of it, of all the Stidham profile pictures, which I love to see it. So I can't wait to get Trillo in here and get his thoughts on it. He was at the game too, so I can't wait to hear from his point of view, a little bit recap on that, and then also huge UFC fight card
Mm,
this weekend. I think
yep.
we might have a return of Gerald. Shout out G Money. Get a pretty big UFC preview for us and kick us off in the weekend. I can't wait.
Yep. Can't wait, man. It'll be here before you know it. Enjoy the week. Everybody have a safe and good week. And we'll see you Friday night, 8 p.m. sharp. Might even go a little bit later since it's a Friday, Dante.
Friday beers.
That's what I'm talking about, baby. All right. Till next time.